appear to have lost Dominic, at least for the moment. We are watching the NARC SSR 410 All-Stars. Daniel Zegers, Zach James, Jeremy Weigel, Tommy Brandon, the top four right now. Heat race number 1 of 2. Big crash behind. That looks like that is Cale Heibelt. That bit the wall pretty hard there. So waiting for Dominic to rejoin me here in the booth. Get his microphone working. 3 to go this time, and Zegers being stalked by Zach James. James on the bottom. James in the middle, and Zegers was on the bottom right there. White flag in the air. We'll see if James can make any ground up doing the crossover. He's got to run on the inside, heading into 3 and 4. Contact between the two. But off the top side of turn number 4, Daniel Zegers will win Heat 1. Zach James, Jeremy Weigel, Tommy Brandon, Robert Boggs, Greg LeMay, your top 6. Dominic having all kinds of technical difficulties this evening. So we'll try to get his stuff worked out as we get ready to run through heat number 2 starting lineup. On the pole, the Fast 4 Media JST Sundale Speed Labs number 10 from Loomis, California, Rusty Kruger. And on his outside, the over-the-wall photography, holds up Sim Sports number 21 out of Hanford, California, Shea Paulo. Row 2. The Butt Dog Racing at number 19 from Warrensburg, Illinois, Hayden Harvey. And on his outside, in the School of Sim Racing, elbows up Sim Sport number 21 out of Troy, Ohio. The fake 21, Bruce Klingen. Doing that for Scott King there. 3rd row on the inside, the WR Customs AFD Team SSR, number 513 out of Warsaw, Indiana, Bryce Barris. And to his outside, the 077 of Michael Schwartz. 4th row inside, Philip Croach in the 14, and on the outside, Timothy Alton in the 64. And your 5th and the final row from Stanley, Wisconsin, the 3-car, Jake Sonnentag, and his outside, the Team SKD, number 118 out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Scott King. All right, green this time out of 4. Kruger, Paulo, front row. Heat race number 2. Green flag is in the air. Kruger got a great jump. Shea Paulo around to the top side of Harvey. He's going to take 2nd. Spike Harvey. We'll just call him Spike Harvey. Why not? Right there in that black and red machine, sitting in a 3rd, and then Bruce Klingen into 4th. Bryce Barris into the 5th spot. He nicked the wall heading into turn number 3. He is going to hang on to a top 5 for now. Scott King from the back row already up and into 7th. He is battling with Michael Schwartz right there. Right now, Paulo and Kruger getting a little bit away from each other and a little bit away from Spike Harvey there. As we are down to 6 to go this time by. Now Paulo might be reeling in Kruger just a little bit as they roll him down the backstretch into 3 and 4. I think that time Paulo lost some ground, had a little bit of problems on the entry to turn 3. Makes it all back up in 1 and 2. The 21 car. A tick quicker, almost a full 10th quicker that time by, and he is closing the gap. Got it down under a 1/4 of a second. You can see Kruger went through the middle. Paulo stayed up top. That time, Kruger just a little bit faster. Coming to 2 to go still. Kruger, Paulo, Harvey, Kling, and Barras, your top 5. Jake Sonnentag to 6. Scott King, Michael Schwartz. Those are your 8 cars still on track. White flag in the air. Rusty Kruger out in front. Paulo's kept it close. Right at quarter of a second, but just not able to close the gap. These guys running almost identical lap times the last couple of laps there. Kruger's going to pick up the win in Heat 2. Paulo second, Harvey third, Kling fourth, and Barras will come home in 5th. Spike Harvey fans watching tonight. A B main here. Is what it says, so we will go with a B main. These guys start to line up for it. Robert Boggs and Bryce Barras on row number 1. Greg LeMay and Jake Sonnentag in row 2. Row 3, Scott Hurwitt and Michael Schwartz. Your 4th row, Zach Miller and Scott King. Row 5, Cale Heibelt and Timothy Alton. Kendall Tucker and Philip Croach in row number 6. And that's your 12 cars. Right now, Kendall Tucker not gritting, and it doesn't look like he is going to, as the 11 cars are going to roll out. Let's see if Dominic is going to make his way back or not. He may be trying to fix this. Had a major issue with a piece of software. Would not initialize for him, so I think he is walking through the steps to get that fixed up so he can be ready for tomorrow night. We only missed a couple of laps here in the first heat, so on par for these guys, as close as we can get with technical difficulties. We are going to go green this time out of turn number 4. 51 of Robert Boggs on the pole. The 513 of Bryce Barras on his outside. A bunch of Spike Harvey fans in here tonight, it looks like. That's awesome. All right, green flag in the air. V-main underway. 10 laps the distance. LeMay settling into second. Barras back to third, then 2 wide for 4th back here. That is Sonnentag and Hurwitt. And they stay side by side at the line at the end of 1. Right behind that, Schwartz, the 077 car. Didn't try to thread the needle, now goes top shelf. Going to cut it back behind. Sonnentag hanging on to the top right there, and he has got 4th all to himself. Barras not making any headway on LeMay, but LeMay had a shot at Boggs right there in 3 and 4. Gets a big run down the back stretch. Can't make it happen there. Slider coming out of 4. New leader, Greg LeMay. Move Boggs to second. Barras now in the battle. Top 3 cars within striking distance of one another. Coming to the halfway point right here, B-main. Sonnentag, Schwartz, Hurwitt, Alton, King, Miller, Heibelt, Croach, and then Kendall Tucker now on the pit road, but 6 laps down. Not sure, he may be transferring through, who knows. Just needs to complete a lap, I think, if he's going to. LeMay now starting to get away 1 full second ahead of Boggs. Boggs and Barras starting to battle for that second position. That time, Bryce Barras to the inside, went through the middle and picked up the spot. 51 car looks like he struggles up on the top. Maybe just doesn't have the drive out of the corners that he needs. He's going to get challenged here. Slider from Schwartz right up to him, but doesn't. Left him a good lane up there, and still Boggs backed the car up and let Schwartz have it. White flag in the air for LeMay, and he is out of here. 1.96 seconds out of turn 4. He'll win the B main. Barris is second. Schwartz is third. Boggs going to hang on to come home fourth. Sonnentag steals fifth from Hurwitz right there. Scott King was sixth. Alton, Miller, Heibolt, Croach, and Tucker rounding out the field. All right. Let things advance, and naturally, I think driver's going to come out for a little bit of warm-up, and while they do that, we will do this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, good now for our feature as we come back. $20 cars ready to go. Be Daniel Zegers and Rusty Kruger in row number 1. Zach James and Shea Paulo in row number 2. Row 3, Jeremy Weigel and Hayden Harvey. Tommy Brandon and Bruce Klingen in the 4th row. Greg LeMay, Bryce Barris in row number 5. Row 6, Michael Schwartz and Robert Boggs. The 7th row, Jake Sonnentag and Scott Hurwitz. Row 8, Scott King and Timothy Alton. The 9th row, Philip Croach and Cale Heibolt. And on the back row, Zach Miller and Kendall Tucker. All 20 cars into our feature tonight. $30 laps. All right, lights off on the pace truck. Feature time. $30 green flag laps. You getting that thing fixed, Dom? All right, green out of 4 this time. Zegers and Kruger on the front row, your 2 heat race winners. Zegers wastes no time, jumps on the throttle, green flag in the air. He is out to a big lead already. Out of turn 2, 0.4 of a second. Now that gap closing. Zach Janes around Rusty Kruger on the inside, taking second place away. Now everybody starting to reel in. Zegers 3 wide into turn 3. Lap 2, and Kruger's going to come out with the lead this time. Caution. That's going to shift everything back around. Scott Herwitt looks like had a bit of an issue. Oops, wrong camera. Had a bit of an issue. We'll see what happened to him. You see him right there, the 50 car. White car with the green and gold. Got a little out of shape. Got hooked by Kendall Tucker right there, and he ends up none the worse for the wear in the work area at the end of lap number 2. Zegers, Janes, Kruger, Harvey, Paulo, your top 5. Weigel, Brandon, Klingon, LeMay, and Barris, the top 10. Good deal. All right, getting them lined up. Single file. Ready to go. Restart. This time, 28 laps remain. Green flag back in the air. Zegers, good jump again. We'll see how long it takes these guys to reel him in. Janes in second, Kruger. Harvey now, big slider. Going to try to split between cars right there. He takes third at the line away from Kruger, but Kruger coming right back. Another caution. Is this Bruce Klingon? The imposter. Not having a good time on his side down here on the front stretch right out of turn 4. Oh, he come down the hill a little. I don't think LeMay knew he was there. Gets him out of shape, and then he's going to be a ping pong ball. And that is not going to work out. So a couple of cars quickly into the work area. Herwitt is back out rolling. Looks like they got the 50 car pretty fixed up right now. He's going to rejoin the back of this field. So we'll get back to the front. Ready to go green once again. Everybody getting them lined up single file in the correct order right here. So the light should go off. There they go. The Zegers, Jane, Harvey, Kruger, Paulo, Brandon, Weigel, LeMay, Barris, and Michael Schwartz now cracking his way into the top 10. Pace truck headed in. Zegers on the loud pedal. Green flag back in the air. Zegers back to the front. They were almost 3 wide out of turn 2 again. That's for third back there. These guys getting spread out. Kruger into second. Harvey almost got up there and got into Janes. He falls back to fourth. Jane up to third. Here comes Paulo with a slider. Tried to take fourth away. He got it that time. Move Harvey back to fifth. Paulo up to fourth. Zach Janes now round the bottom, hanging on to third. He's going after Zegers. Zegers gave up the lead to Kruger. Rusty Kruger to the point. Shea Paulo now up to third. All over Daniel Zegers. Into 3 and 4. Looks like status quo on the exit. Spike Harvey still sitting in fourth. Zach Jane back to fifth. Greg LeMay up to the sixth spot. And then it's Tommy Brandon, Bryce Barris, Jeremy Weigel, and Robert Boggs, the 51 car, up here in 10th. We'll go back second now. Daniel Zegers starting to inch away from Shea Paulo. Paulo has given himself about a quarter second over Harvey. So he's going to focus and reel in the 8 car. We'll watch this battle start to shape up. A third of the way through this one. Be 19 to go this time by. Still Kruger, now Paulo with the slide job around Zegers, moving to position 2. Now he can focus his efforts to chase down the 10K car. Zegers back to third. Harvey still fourth. Jane still in fifth. Zach Janes, that 7 car, wiggling all around there. Greg LeMay in the 6th spot, trying to use the cushion, close the gap. Starting to get stretched out a little bit here. There's a move from Zegers. He used the slider line. I think he lost ground using it. But Harvey's going to use it in 3 and 4. Can he hang on? Not quite. 1 car length. Into the slider battle they go. Now a little bit shorter on the slider. Going to make Zegers turn down earlier. That's enough to give Harvey third at the line. Early crossover, went down, found all of the tacky on the inside and the exit of 2. Didn't have to slide this time. Move Harvey securely into third. Zegers back to fourth, and Zach Janes still fighting that car just a little bit, but still hanging on to fifth. Kruger getting into lap traffic. This is going to get exciting right here. Going to have to pick his way around. Meanwhile, Shea Paulo sees every move he's making. Can he use that to his advantage and close the gap? Oh, Kruger clipped the fence a little off of 2, but didn't slow him down a bit. He's up here working around 15th and 14th place. Now in the middle of the sandwich, your leader, lapping cars up to the top. Paulo thought he could go from the top to the middle, and it slowed him down. Kruger was on to the bottom of the lap car, nearly came down and got into him there. Paulo now trapped behind lappers. All of the momentum he had gone. So the gap starting to widen, 0.8 of a second now. Was down to about 4 car lengths. So we're down to 8 laps to go this time by. Track opening up. Kruger. Nobody in front for a set of corners here. Paulo now into that same gap. At the line, 1 1/4 seconds between first and second. Rusty Kruger, Shea Paulo, Spike Harvey. Clearing traffic, got a couple of more cars, 1 more in front of him, and he'll be into the rocking chair. The open space between sets of lap cars. He's a full second behind Paulo. Kruger back to working lap traffic, but not giving up an inch. He's got it out to 1.5 seconds. 5 to go this time by. Coming up on Robert Boggs. Next to be lapped, the 51 machine. 1.3 seconds. Paulo carved a little bit out of it. Paulo, 2 cars between he and open space. Slides between them. Down to 1 1/4. Kruger around the top side of Boggs. 3 to go this time by. Paulo lost ground the last lap. Lost about a half second. Hung up in lap traffic. 2 to go. Rusty Kruger. 1.9 seconds ahead. Harvey, another 1.2 behind Paulo. Zager still 4th. LeMay up to 5th. Zach James has fallen to 6th. Then it's Kendall Tucker, Bryce Barris, Tommy Brandon, and Robert Boggs. White flag in the air. Rusty Kruger is going to cruise to an easy victory here tonight. The NARC 410 All-Stars at Eldora. Shea Paulo 2nd. And Hayden Harvey is going to come home in 3rd. We will see if we can get our top 3 to bring them around on the front stretch for us and give us an interview here, as long as they are in the Discord channel. A couple of donuts from Mr. Kruger. And he'll probably take that around and bring it and park it on the podium for us. I think Shea and Spike are going to sit there. We will wait for Rusty. Rusty should come through 3 and bring it up on the podium for us. We'll give these guys just a moment. Cross the scales up onto the podium. And that will give us what we need. Hayden Harvey, got a copy?
Yep.
All right, man. Great run tonight. You come home 3rd. Tell us a little bit about working traffic there in the feature.
Well, there early on, I knew that I was going to have to gain as much as I could there, especially on the tacky track. It was going to be a lot of nose to tail for a lot of the race, and I knew it was going to be risky to make those passes. Like, it was made a slider there for 3rd, and it was pretty tight, but I was able to make it stick. Got a restart and fell back a little bit, started hooking the high side again, and was able to get the car back under me a little bit and moved my way back up to 3rd and was just picking off lap traffic, not really focusing too much on 2nd, just focusing on keeping my car under me and all that, because especially with them up there fighting like that, you never know what can happen, especially at Eldora. It's a very unforgiving track on the top. So I just ran my race and trying out new setups tonight. Car was a little not how I really wanted it, but I drove through it like usual and was able to pull off the top 3 again with NARC. It's like 2nd time running it this season. Just didn't have nothing going on tonight. Decided to come out and give it a try, and yeah, I came through again, it seems like.
Well, a great run. I'm sure you got plenty of shout-outs and thank yous before we let you go celebrate.
Yeah, just like thank Austin Vanderpool for putting me in this car and everyone at Vanderpool Racing. I wouldn't be in these leagues without them, and my name wouldn't be known without them. And just got to thank all our sponsors that help us every week, like Jack's Wax, Vanderpool Construction, Wrights Motorsports Photography, Nuss Energy Drinks, Clark Motorsports, 11 Pointer Outdoors, Complete Collision Services, Mike M Designs, ZRD Designs, Oldfield Setup Shop, Chop House Race Products, Bailing Race Products, and UDTV. Wouldn't be possible without all those guys, and I'd like to thank you guys for putting this up.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations on a great run.
Thank you.
Your 3rd place finisher, Hayden Harvey. Now we will move on. We talked to a guy that's done nothing but race tonight. He was hard charger a little while ago over with the PRO guys and comes over here, jumps in the 410 and comes home 2nd. Shea Paulo, you got a copy?
I sure do.
Well, a great night for you. I know you
Yeah.
didn't pick up the win in either one, but a fantastic run here in the 410s. You come home 2nd. Tell us about your feature race, man.
I'm just real glad I get to talk to you tonight. I was real worried after that first one I wasn't going to get to. So I just wanted to wish you and your wife a happy anniversary before I say anything. And I hope your vacation was good. And then this race, a lot of fun, man. A lot of lap traffic made it interesting, and I was just telling Rusty, I said once we got to it, he got through it like so clean, that second wave, and then I couldn't, and I knew it was kind of over from there. But yeah, everybody racing really good, and it's pretty cool to like you said, be hard charger in one, and then miss the top step in this one, but I still had fun and really fun both races on a Tuesday night.
Well, thank you very much for the well wishes, and my vacation was awesome until I had to go from 90 degrees to -9. That is just ridiculous, and no one on earth should ever have to do that. I will never do that again. I'm just going to stay next time. But, man,
then we can race.
There you go. If she'd let me take the portable rig with me, I would do it in a heartbeat. She thinks I'm going to screw up vacation.
It's called Tim.
But fantastic night of racing all around, man. And like you said, these guys raced really clean. And you guys got into some lap traffic, and you closed up. And then as soon as he cleared and got into that rocking chair there, man, he was gone. What held you up?
Yeah, I made a slider, and then I caught the, I guess if you want to call it, curb here at Eldora, and it pulled me straight into the wall, and had to slow down almost a full second probably on that lap. And 3 and 4 is always the better corner for sliders here, and 1 and 2 is always the better corner to cut down and get by a guy. And I should have waited and probably went 3 and 4 and then threw the slider there, but just a kind of a bonehead move in throwing it too hard. And like you said, he just got through so clean on that second wave, and then I tried to kind of find the middle and found it a little bit and got around a couple of those guys. But by then, I mean, he had clean air for a couple laps in front of me there. And it's, Rusty's a fellow pro driver, and he's going to be fast and clean air. And I knew if I couldn't stick with his bumper that whole time that it was going to be tough to catch back up. And it was.
Well, still a great run. I'm sure you got plenty of shout-outs and thank yous. I know you guys over there at Elbows Up have a laundry list of people to thank each night.
Yeah, first and foremost, always we like to give a big shout out to Ryan Hergott. If you're in that Indiana area, check out that Roofco and that Hergott Real Estate. He can get you hooked up with a house, and then get you some solar and stuff like that for it. So if you're in that area, always give him a shout. Over the Wall Photography, of course, Jessup Logistics, Catch Fence, BS Air, Motorsports Beat, all the guys that listen to us. If they're out there, we sincerely appreciate all the stuff they've given us over the years, and of course yourself and Tommy and all the SSR guys for putting the league up, and you throwing the broadcast up for us.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Hopefully I'll see you a couple more times this week.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Your second place finisher tonight, Shea Paulo. Well, let's go talk to our winner tonight. Rusty Kruger, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, it isn't very often I get to interview you. Most of the time I'm just giving you race control commands, so it's nice to do that, man. You had a heck of a night, and you worked lap traffic like a champion this evening. Tell us about that feature.
It was probably a little harder than it actually looked. It was a little unpredictable, You know how Eldora can be. It's either pound the wall or spin in the slick, and some of these guys, they had a little difficulty with it. Just have to kind of anticipate where they go and go from there.
Well, you made it look easy, and Shea caught up to you there while you initially got to traffic, but as soon as you cleared and got into that gap between one set of lappers and the next, man, you rocketed out from about a quarter second to about 1.5. Where was the best place? And I know the lap traffic played a little bit of a role in forcing you to go different ways, but where was the best place to keep the momentum up and keep your car completely underneath you when we saw other guys waving around out there?
Honestly, it was probably more like ride the fence in 1 and 2 and probably just cheat it a little bit in 3 and 4, because it just gets so rough if you enter high. You enter a little too high, and then you have your hands full there. So that was probably the best ways to somewhat play it safe. But I knew Shea was coming with all he had, and just had to, I guess, make a few less mistakes than he did.
Well, still a fantastic run. You come home on the top step of the podium, and I can see plenty of decals and stickers on the side of that car. Who all do you got shout-outs to do tonight?
The boys over at Slick and Speed Live, they put together best setups that anybody could have, and I just try my best to make it look good. And sometimes it works here, and sometimes it doesn't work. Case in point, your series, but we hope to improve on that and hopefully get an interview with your boys there on Thursday.
Oh man, you're gonna single me out like that? It's gonna be that way, huh? Well,
My own, and Lady Luck doesn't like me in the old DSRL series. I don't know what to say, man.
I'm not going to say the first thing that comes to mind. It's not a knock on you at all, but it's not a knock on anybody else. I just think it is a little different over there. I think there's a little bit different level at that place, and it is a little harder to pick up wins in that series. But still an awesome run tonight, man. Like I said, you worked that traffic like a champion. We appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, and I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday night. Maybe pick up that big victory at Volusia.
Shoot, I'm just trying to finish one of those races, but I think I'll have to.
Oh, you're killing me over here, man. You're making me feel bad. That's not fair.
It's not your fault, like I said. Anyways, well, get ready for Thursday and have a good one.
All right, man. Talk to you on Thursday night, Rusty.
Sounds good.
All right, Rusty Kruger, your winner tonight. Let's look at our official results. Shea Paulo comes home second. Hayden Harvey in third. Daniel Zagers, good run for him. Picks up a fourth-place finish. Greg LeMay into fifth. Zach Janes comes home sixth. Kendall Tucker from 20th to 7th. Got to be hard charger in this race tonight. Good run for him. Bryce Barris in 8th. Tommy Brandon was 9th. Robert Boggs 10th. Philip Croach was 11th. And Jeremy Weigel in 12th. Jake Sonnentag comes home 13th, 14th to Timothy Alton. Zach Miller in 15th, 16th. Michael Schwartz. Scott King finishes 17th. Cale Heibolt in the 18th spot. 19th goes to Scott Hurwitt. And rounding out the field, the imposter, Bruce Klingon in the 21 machine. He picks up 20th this evening. Early troubles for him. Great race this evening here at Eldora. Always a tricky place. These guys know they got to run the fence, and you heard them say it's a little rough getting into 3 if you enter too high. So great race for them. Appreciate everybody letting me jump in here and do this. Sorry Dom had a few technical difficulties. Hopefully we'll get him back on track when he comes back to visit with us tomorrow night. 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers, Wednesday Night Warriors. Big Block Modifieds at Knoxville. And then back with these guys in the Big Block Modifieds at 9:30 Eastern. And Dirt Kings has the UMP Modifieds at 9:30 also. Dominic Santino will be calling that. For myself and Dom at the Dirt Racing Network, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Come over and see us on the Facebook page. Like, share, and follow. If you're on YouTube and Twitch, hit that subscribe button. Every time we go live. Until we see you the next time.